Trump becomes president of America, but you're in your room. Dramatic number of UFOs being spotted, yet you're in your room. Musk sending rockets to space, yet you're still in your room. After this video, you'll go to the bathroom sooner or later. Reality is still there. War happening here or there, yet you're still in your room. News, media, stories, narratives, words, manipulation of the mind, of the imagination, of the soul. Your mind puts greater importance on stories and illusions than on reality. Even in this moment, you're being hypnotized by the clever editing, the haunting music, the dramatic words. Be present. Pay attention. Wake up. Look around you. What time is it? How are you feeling? Listen to the ambient noise of the room you're in. The plates you have to clean are still in your kitchen. There's clothes you need to wash. You'll make food later when your body is hungry. That's the thing. After all the narrated illusions you've been fed, the reality of your life, the only thing that you know for sure is real, still remains. Imagine to put a greater importance on so-called world news than on your own life. The life that God has given you. Imagine doing that. Yet everyone does it. After all the dramas of your life, other people's lives, humanity's lives, you still are. Existence continues. The movie of your life continues. The music of your soul still plays out in this very strange journey that we call life. After all the struggles and obstacles you face, all the mental and emotional troubles that you're dealing with, you remain, here and now, as you are. At the moment of your death, you'll still remain, just as you were, the same consciousness you had as a baby. The outer form just changed, that's all. After all the stories and multitude of narrating voices that you played in your mind, in the end, you are still here. You continue to be. If ego is anything, it is this. Holding on to stories on top of stories, theories on top of theories, noise on top of noise. This is what gives power to the way the world is today. In 2025 and the coming years, you need to learn how to do this. Even when news gets out to the public consciousness about extraterrestrial life, and it will happen, things are going to get really strange for many people. Even when that happens, so what? It doesn't change a thing about you. There will even be transmissions that these beings in space will try to broadcast. in order to teach humanity. It will only help a few. For the rest of humanity, there will be great resistance. This should only be more reason to wake up now. Because for another race to interfere with our planet as a last resort is a grave sign that the end is near. They are already trying to help by showing themselves gradually, to ease in the idea of their presence. That is why we are seeing them more and more. That is why they appear over oceans, so that people can view them with a sense of safety. But there will never be a time when humanity will not act violently and fearfully. They are preparing for the critical times to come, just as you should. When great wars begin, you know the end is near. When insufferable confusion begins, you know the end is near. When humanity talks of so-called conquering other planets, you know the end is near. When fear comes to great heights, you know the end is near. If you think you know how to meditate, but you still get easily fascinated with world news, then you don't know how to meditate. For those who are really listening to the signs, all the things that will happen in 2025 will only be reminders of how to be, not what to think, not what to believe, not what to fear, and not what side to choose, but how to live as an individual in this existence, free from conditioning. But unfortunately, for most people, they will let their instincts take over and become consumed by themselves. Thoughts are like clouds. They have infinite forms and possibilities. Yet due to fear, anger, anxiety, confusion, humanity attaches to certain clouds, and they condense like a storm, and we bring them down to earth to rage into our world. All the while, not realizing that it is us who has created the world the way it is today. Humanity does not understand this, that we create our own reality. Ask yourself, do you feel like you're truly alive? Or do you feel like you're just going through the motions, going through the winds of life? On this planet, in this age, too much has already happened. There is a heaviness in the air where we're just waiting for something to snap. Once a boulder begins its descent down a mountain, there's no stopping it. That boulder already started falling many years ago. This is how humanity is right now. There is a large portion of humanity who cannot be saved from themselves. This is not negative or pessimistic. It is reality. Humanity dreams, sleeping. And when it's time for the farmer to harvest his crops, he throws out the spoiled fruits. Humanity is no different. Those who see this on our planet today already sense this cosmic harvest coming. The fruits are emerging, and the chaff needs to be separated from the grain. A divide of those who understand how to follow the signs and those who do not. 2025 will be a year where this energy intensifies to great degrees for many people. People will either become more insane or more aligned with the truth. This reflects a great split that will happen on our planet. On one side, there will be those who hear the call to change, and those who hold onto sand. We will see this futility of humanity in the coming years. Where we are headed, why we exist, for what purpose, will become clearer to many. And on the other side, more clouded for others. On one side, meaninglessness, suffering, greed, lust, doubt. On the other side, understanding, truth, compassion, unity. The basic question of, why am I here? And who am I? Must be answered now. And even with all the absurd and strange things happening in the world today, many remain ignorant of the fundamental questions of their existence. And as a result, humanity becomes increasingly more hollow, consumed by fleeting distractions that fail to touch the essence of what it means to be truly alive. Humanity lives in fear. Fear of losing one's job, fear of poverty, fear of social rejection. Many merely live for the weekend, seeking temporary amusements, viewing life as a burden rather than an opportunity for transformation. Few dare to walk a different path. People conform without question, like programmed robots, unwilling to go against the norm, even if it means betraying their true self. People are addicted to technology, losing themselves in a false sense of identity offered by social media, alienating themselves from their families, from nature, from their true essence. People chase absurd beauty standards, living a life filled with inadequacy, never realizing the profound beauty that lies within. People resist change, preferring comfort, seeking false security in the familiar. Amidst all this ignorance, humanity dives further into distractions and mind-numbing growing anxieties and delusions. Time wasted in unconscious relationships, driven by superficial attraction or convenience, rather than seeking true emotional and spiritual connection. Many choose to remain in toxic, shallow relationships, trapped in cycles of jealousy, attachment, competitiveness, comparison, control, unable to grasp the transformative power of genuine love. The list goes on, an endless accumulation adding to the snowball of human ignorance and unconsciousness. Metaphysically, this humanity is already dead, living as ghosts in the shadow of existence, never having found the true potential within. Even when humanity questions its origins, it remains completely ignorant of the true reality. Long before our time, there existed elaborate and sophisticated human races, but even they were not everlasting. Their cycle, too, came to an end. What we call modern science today is built upon fundamentally flawed and limited understandings. It may have grasped certain superficial laws of nature, yet it knows nothing of the spaces between and beyond physical perception that give us the answers to the fundamental questions of human existence. much of what we have been taught is simply untrue, keeping us blind to the profound mysteries that lie beyond our material perceptions. Soon, as this current humanity fades away, a new race will emerge, one free from the shadow of the ego, where consciousness will live in true, incomprehensible harmony. This is not a bohemian commune or some utopian fantasy. It is beyond any image or concept that your mind can think of. It cannot be imagined, because it belongs to a higher, transcendental reality. If you wish to catch a glimpse of it, you must turn inward and awaken your consciousness. Understand that you cannot see beyond the limits of what your current awareness is. True vision comes only when you totally transcend what you think you know. You must transform your fundamental values and base them within yourself, internally. When your fundamental values of your soul are based in the external world, then you give your soul to that, becoming consumed and reduced to emptiness. The force that pulls you in this direction is your ego, striving to trap you in its illusory reality, promising happiness in the material, ensnaring you in the endless cycle of pleasure and pain, desire and bitterness. True power comes from within, from your own will, conscious will, a will free from the conditioning of the external world, from other people, from unconsciousness. It is a will that derives from the depths of your own soul, from your own innermost being. It is a voice that speaks clearly, guiding you, but only if you learn to listen. When you acquire this inner will, you gain a presence and guidance that is beyond this material world, from a higher consciousness that cannot be perceived with ordinary senses. A level of consciousness that is intelligent and intuitive, leading you to finding your true purpose in this life. And what you will find is that what truly matters in the end is to leave this life through the doors of death, having known and mastered yourself, rather than having obediently followed the dictates of the fading images of the outer world. Is your job truly that important? Is stressing and worrying over daily life truly worth it? Is it essential to send children through mechanical schooling systems? Is it satisfying to live an empty, hollow, and meaningless life, chasing unnecessary goals, merely as a mean for survival? If you release your attachment to antiquated beliefs, mechanical ways of living, you can begin to see life differently. A new way of living that is more internal, more vertical, and free from the limitations of time, the mind, and society. You become more contemplative, more intelligent, more connected to your essence. And in this state, you gain the ability to help yourself. The path begins now, not in the future, not after perfecting elaborate plans, not after theorizing or intellectualizing, but here, in this present moment, where life is, where you are. Be present. Have you been aware of your surroundings while watching this video? Are you aware of all the senses in your body? Are you aware of the thoughts and emotions that are going through you? It takes spiritual courage to simply be, to stay grounded in the present, at the center of your own being, regardless of what is happening in the external world. This is where real growth occurs. In this state of presence, in humility, you begin to perceive the ego for what it truly is. A false psychological state that keeps you trapped in dreams instead of reality. Direct, lived reality from moment to moment. And by observing the ego, by becoming aware of this, you gain insight, clarity, wisdom. You begin to understand deeply what needs to change within yourself and move, step into that way of life. This understanding is not superficial. It is not intellectual. It is not of the mind. It is an intuition that arises when the sand falls and the clouds pass. A clarity of conscience. A radical transformation of the consciousness that brings true freedom and perspective. And as the truth begins to emerge, you start to sense the existence of a liberating space within you that arises from stillness and understanding. A realm that transcends the suffering duality of this world. A place of harmony and peace. This inner space is where those who have awakened reside. Those who have transcended the illusions of life, patiently and lovingly awaiting the arrival of those who choose to join. This is your call. The time to wake up is now. Awaken your consciousness. Realize that life is far more than just material pursuits and fleeting pleasures that keep humanity bound. The potential for greatness of being, true inner peace, and profound wisdom lies dormant within. The path of awakening is here, within your reach, in every atom within and around you, just waiting for you to see it and step into its reality. A step that leads beyond this world of illusions, towards true liberation. Now is the time to take that step, to choose the path of inner transformation and discover the divine essence that is your true self, the true nature of what it means to be human and be alive in this existence. 2025 is going to be a significant year, a defining year, a difficult year. More increasingly, humanity will separate into those who are tuning into what's happening internally and those who are incapable of change. The polarities will become more extreme. And if you have not found your center, then you will be pulled to either side eventually. Everything is going to accelerate to prepare us for what's to come.